In this series of videos, I have been talking about the formula for success, be times do times have, and the appropriateness of SMART goals versus what's known as a well-formed outcome in Neuro-Linguistic Programming, or NLP. If you want to revisit those videos, they are obviously available still. They are obviously available still. In my last video, I was explaining how SMART goals are appropriate in the context of business. Yet, at the same time, the success formula does demand that you get the sense of who you are correct, so that all of your activities are aligned, or rephrase that, your sense of self is aligned with the outcome you're seeking to achieve, so you can become the best version of yourself and do what you need to be doing. The identification of the have really fits very neatly into the SMART goal in the context of business. And again, as I said earlier, you really know what you need to be doing. In most cases, that's not the issue. It's the choosing of not to do that's led you not to have the results that you're looking for. So now I want to talk really about the well-formed outcome and how this is pertinent to the sense of being in terms of personal goals and personal change work, and how you can use that as well to support you in the context of the appropriate outcome that you're seeking to achieve. So I've put it here on the flip chart. You ask yourself the question, what it is that you want. This, if you like, in SMART goals is the specific bit. What is it that you want? So to support you in achieving it, the first thing you need to do is state it in the positive. What do I mean by that? Well, if you want to lose weight, as a really good example, that is a negative statement. To lose weight, to stop smoking, right, or give up smoking. To lose weight is a negative statement. While the outcome may have a positive connotation, there is a sense of loss attached to the statement. So the stated positively means something different. In this instance, it says, I want to be healthy. I want to be vibrant. I want to have wealth, abundance. I want time to spend with my family, something that's positive. And the reason this is so important is that the brain doesn't understand something that is in the negative. Because if you frame something using negative language, your brain has to first create the sense of what it is you state and then effectively cross it out. So an example frequently given is, do not think of a blue tree. And I'm sure for each and every one of you, the first image that popped into your mind when I said that was a blue tree. But to not think of the blue tree, you had to think of it and then not think of it. Extremely hard work, but the point is your brain didn't understand the difference. So when you frame a goal, an outcome that you're seeking, it needs to be stated in the positive. Next element, it needs to be sensory specific. So when you were to achieve that goal, as if you already have it, same as a SMART goal in that sense, it needs to be congruent with your visual, auditory and kinesthetic modalities. What would you see when you achieve that goal? What would it sound like? What is the feelings that you feel? That's internally, but also externally. If you were to achieve that goal, how would I know it? What would I see? What would I hear? What would I feel for you? Or what would be my feelings attached to you? So you really need it to be sensory specific. And the reason you want to express it in those terms is that it encourages your brain to set its RAS, its reticular activation system, using all the modalities as if it is real. Because in your mind, it is real. And for the purposes of setting your RAS, your reticular activating system, having it real is going to be the most powerful thing, which will start directing your behaviour. You also want to understand, in your current position, what are the positive byproducts of your current state? I'll take the example of a smoker. What are the positive byproducts, the secondary gain, if you like, of smoking? You might think to yourself, well, what secondary gain is there? But I remember sitting in a training and we had over 40 secondary gains that a smoker had. Some of which was a sense of calmness, because he takes the long drag. Might not be the best air in the world, but he felt calm from it. There was a sense of community when he used to go outside to Smoker's Corner because he couldn't smoke with anybody else, and he'd sit and communicate and engage and connect with all the other smokers. When he took up smoking as a kid, there was a sense of belonging, and so on and so forth. It became quite a powerful anchor for him. So the reason I ask you to consider what your positive byproducts of your current behaviour are is if you can recognise those that positivity, how can you ensure that you get that same benefit from the new choice of behaviour? Because ultimately, the outcome is the end game following the change of behaviour. So what do you need to do to ensure that those qualities are there when you're doing that change work personally? But think about it. How can you ensure that those qualities are there when you're doing change work within your organisation, working with your team?